And the journey here was much better than I expected.
It really was. I was so worried.
The glass shattered before I even realized I dropped it. That sound, sharp, violent, final, split the room in half. Laughter died mid-breath. Champagne flutes froze in midair. My husband stood in the doorway, the color drained from his face, rage tightening every muscle. His eyes locked on me and Ethan, our neighbor. His hand had brushed mine seconds ago, a nothing moment that suddenly meant everything. For a second, nobody spoke. The party hung there, suspended in silence, like the air itself was holding its breath. Then David said my name, Clara. It wasn't a question. It was a verdict. And I swear the temperature in that room dropped 10 degrees. If you're watching this, take a breath, because from that moment on, nothing I thought I knew about my marriage would ever make sense again. And if you've ever ignored a gut feeling, you'll understand what came next. Section 1. The crack in the glass. Word count: 1,032. The night had started beautifully, golden lights strung across the yard, the scent of steak and jasmine heavy in the warm air. I wore the dress David loved, emerald green, the one he said made my eyes look alive. Ethan showed up late, charming, a little drunk, holding a bottle of Merlot and that easy smile that made everyone feel seen. We laughed about small things: music, movies, broken fences. His hand brushed mine, once, then twice. I told myself it was harmless. Just connection, the kind that reminds you you're still breathing. But David noticed. He always noticed. He stood across the yard, his knuckles white around a beer bottle, his gaze a storm I pretended not to feel. I should have gone to him. Should have pulled him in, kissed him, anchored us. Instead, I leaned closer to Ethan. The spark felt too good. Too alive. By midnight, the party had thinned. Ethan stayed behind to help clean up. David said nothing, but the silence between us was louder than shouting. In the kitchen, Ethan rinsed glasses beside me, our shoulders brushing. "You're different tonight," he said softly. "Happier." Before I could answer, David's voice cut through, low, calm, terrifying. "Clara. He's leaving now." The sound of his voice sliced straight through my chest. Ethan left without a word. David didn't yell, didn't touch me, just watched, as if memorizing the shape of my guilt. That silence followed me to bed, pressed cold between us. When I woke, his side was empty, the house too quiet. On the counter, a note in his handwriting. "I know what I saw. I'm done." I read it 5 times, but the words didn't change. Section 2. The quiet collapse. Cumulative word count: 2,074. I called him again and again. Straight to voicemail. I texted Ethan, desperate, confused, and his reply shattered me more than the note. "I'm sorry, Clara. I shouldn't have crossed that line." What line? My pulse raced as I read it over and over, searching for meaning that wasn't there. I dropped the phone, hands shaking. For 3 days, I lived in a house that still smelled like wine and smoke and everything we'd lost. David didn't come home. His office said he'd taken a leave of absence. No explanation. I called my sister. She told me to let him cool off, that I'd done nothing wrong. But her tone, the pause before her reassurance, said otherwise. And then I found the letter, tucked in his desk drawer, my name written across the front. His handwriting neat, controlled, almost too calm. "I saw you with him, Clara, but you didn't see me. I've been trying to fix us. To be enough. But I can't anymore. I'm sorry for what I did. You'll understand soon." I stared at those words until they blurred through tears. What he did? My heart began to pound, not from grief, but from instinct, that old, animal sense that something terrible was still coming. I tore through the drawers, found hidden bank statements, a second phone, texts to an unknown number. "Meet me tonight. She won't suspect." The air left my lungs. The betrayal reversed itself in my mind like a mirror cracking. He hadn't just left me. He'd been leaving me for months. My flirtation at the party, it hadn't broken us. It had just revealed the fracture he'd been hiding. Section 3. The ashes and the truth. Final word count: 3056. I called Ethan that night. My voice didn't sound like my own. "Meet me," I said. Now. When he arrived, he looked like he hadn't slept. His eyes found the letter in my hand, and he didn't ask what it said. "I saw him," he whispered, "a few weeks ago, at a bar, with someone else." I didn't want to believe it. My knees almost gave out. "Why didn't you tell me?" His voice cracked. "Because I wanted you to choose me, not because he broke you." The room spun, the world tilted. I realized then, every man in my orbit wanted to be chosen. And I had spent years just trying to feel enough. By the next morning, I'd packed my things. No fight. No begging. Just silence. The kind that comes when the storm is finally over. As I stepped outside, dawn broke over the quiet street, washing everything in soft gold. My chest still ached, but beneath the pain, there was something new. Relief. I'd lost a marriage, a friend, a home. But I'd also lost the version of myself who believed love meant staying when someone stopped choosing you. So I walked away. Not to prove a point, not to get revenge, but to start over. Because sometimes survival doesn't sound like a scream. It sounds like the quiet click of a door closing behind you, and the first deep breath you take after. Thanks for watching. And if you've ever had to walk away to save yourself, you're not alone. Subscribe for more stories like this one.